You may think Singapore is small and boring, and I call the police. People don't even lock their door when they sleep at night. You know how hard it is to leave the country, and I absolutely felt it. But let me stop right here. In the past year, many of us had come to realize that there are so many things in our life that we should have treasured more, and not just taking things for granted. And this is also one of my biggest learnings from my world travels in all these 140 countries. After seeing how people live in Madagascar, Kiribati, Nepal, and so on, I've come to realize how lucky I am to live in my own countries. In my case, it's Singapore and USA. I've been living in Singapore in the past 5.5 years on and off. But recently, due to COVID-19, I'm temporarily away. Although I've always treasured this country, the recent time makes me even more appreciative of many things in Singapore. If you never live in Singapore, it may be hard for you to love it, and I'll give you more context later. But once you ever live in Singapore, you know how hard it is to leave the country, and I absolutely felt it the past few months, and I can't wait to go back once it becomes a little safer to fly and less strict on quarantine. Below are 6 reasons why it's so hard for anyone to leave Singapore, not just foreigners but also local. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. That would really help my YouTube algorithm. There's so much to do in Singapore. You may think Singapore is small and boring, but I'm not kidding. It's got so much to do. If you like local cheap eats, you can try out any hawker center. If you like nature, you can go to Bukit Timah. If you want to take a breeze, you can find yourself in one of those rooftop bars, and there are so many. If you like cultural experiences, you can discover many heritage murals in CBDs and Bugis. If you like something exotic, you can experience Haw Villa. If you like the combination of city and peace, you can take a walk by the National Stadium with the view of the city. If you like to enjoy a view like me, you can take an afternoon tea at Smoke Samira. You can find anything you want, from free to crazy rich Asian. There's just so much to do for all walks of life. Recently, around where I live in California, there was a gun shooting incident in a shopping mall. It's just a few minutes away from my home. Last month, there was a creepy guy trying to break into my house at 3 a.m. and I called the police, which didn't help much. You've already seen some recent news about Capitol in Washington, D.C., where there were a few deaths. That's probably the most well-known news from the US to around the world. There have been an increasing amount of crimes in America. I feel people here are living in fear. In Singapore, whether you are a 7-year-old kid or a single lady, you can come home pretty safe. If you have seen my previous video, you know that I was being helped by a local when I was coming home at night by myself. Singapore in general is pretty safe. Sometimes people don't even lock their door when they sleep at night. I feel really good living in Singapore because it's so safe. A bit of context here. I've been seriously stuck during COVID-19 and only go out for grocery twice a month. Most of the places and shops around have been shut down for the whole year, including Apple stores and all that, because there are 37,000 cases a day just within California, one state. That's how bad it is. So I've been staying at home every single day in front of the laptop, which got me so much neck pain. If I want to order food delivery, everything is closed before 8 p.m. I have to buy 2 weeks of food supply to make sure that I'm not hungry because I eat a lot. Singapore gives you all the convenience you can imagine. Most of the neighborhoods are equipped with a supermarket. For me, it was just about 5 minutes walk to Fair Price supermarket. If you are hungry at midnight like me, no problem also. There are always food stalls nearby that you can go for a supper. I was the one who go out for a supper at midnight all the time. Singapore food is so good and so cheap. Sometimes it's even too good to be true. I have a dedicated video about Singapore food where I talk about 6 of my favorite local eats. I'm the kind of person who needs to eat Thai chili in every single meal, so I always try to get chili when I eat out. When I order in the US, they give me Tabasco. When I order in China, they give me a chili oil. And when I order in Italy, they give me chili flakes. When I order in other parts of the world, they give me black pepper. I'm actually quite simple. What I want is just a fresh Thai chili without the process of oil or sauce. But the fact is that it's so hard to get anywhere else. But in Singapore, I can get this in every meal without me asking for it. It's automatic, by default, period. What Singapore is blessed about is that it doesn't have natural disaster, knock on wood. Unlike in Japan, you have earthquake. In Hawaii, you have hurricane. In Indonesia, you have volcano eruption. In Hong Kong, you have typhoon. Singapore is truly a blessing. One thing I miss the most about Singapore is its climate. The tropical climate that makes me feel I'm on vacation every day. I miss the outdoor running along the river so much. Recently in the US, it makes my skin so dry all the time because I need to turn on the heat, otherwise it's way too cold throughout the day. It makes my skin very itchy all the time and coughing due to dryness and uncomfortable to sleep. I also miss sunbathing in Singapore and enjoy being tanned in the natural sun. Although it also rains a lot, it's generally summer throughout the year. The climate is just amazing. Maybe I should tell you my previous life so you can understand the context behind this, why I can't leave Singapore. I spent so many years in New York City growing up, where I rode subway trains with a lot of rats. And then in San Francisco, I commuted a 70 minutes one-way to work every day, riding on a super old train with smelly trash. It's called BART. The BART always broke down. The whole train passenger just got stuck there for half an hour or an hour, which made me late many times. After my experiences in so many metropolitan cities, the Singapore MRT train is just a heaven to me. I enjoy it, and I ride it to work every single day, and it's just always on time and rarely late. You may argue that the car in Singapore is so expensive, but with all these convenient MRT and taxi, why do you still need a car anyway? This list is just endless for me, but let me stop right here. I don't work for Singapore government or get paid by Singapore Tourism Board. I'm just sharing my personal experience and hope you enjoy my sharing. And I also have a lot of Singapore and world cultural videos. Make sure to check them out. If you want to see me more often, make sure to add me on Instagram where I post more random stuff of my life. And I have a podcast, The Crazy Koala. And I also put a few links in the description box below for my camera setup, my recommended products, and my website and all the good stuff. So I'll chat with you at the comment section below. Bye bye.